Hello, Oscar here, taking you through stories people are talking about and sharing around the world on NewsFeed today. Donald Trump calls the US media disgusting, and one reporter has had enough.
I'm tired of this. It is not right. It is not fair. It is not just. It is un-American.
Why Indian police are fed up with the Kikik challenge. See her roar. The Lioness of Palestine, Ahed Tamimi, speaks to us about life after prison in Israel. And Friday's Animals Doing Stuff, it's the world's cutest bus passenger. Top of our news feed, Donald Trump's war on the media. We all know he has a huge beef with journalists who scrutinise him, otherwise known as doing their jobs. But now the US president's ramped up the rhetoric, calling them enemies of the people. And that's got everyone from reporters to the United Nations worried about the safety of those working in the media. Take a look.
They are the fake, disgusting news.
That was the US president's latest attack on journalists. It's a rallying cry that's given his supporters license to abuse the media. CNN's chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta has copped the lion's share. And at Thursday's White House press briefing, he took it up with the press secretary, Sarah Sanders.
For the sake of this room, the people who are in this room, this democracy, this country, all the people around the world are watching what you're saying, Sarah, and the White House for the United States of America, the President of the United States should not refer to us as the enemy of the people. His own daughter acknowledges that, and all I'm asking you to do, Sarah, is to acknowledge that right now and right here.
I appreciate your passion. I share it. I've addressed this question. I've addressed my personal feelings. I'm here to speak on behalf of the President. He's made his comments clear.
He then vented his frustration on CNN.
I'm tired of this. Honestly, Brooke, I'm tired of this. At the very least, I think we should all be able to agree on one thing, and that is the press is not the enemy of the people. Fellow Americans are not the enemy of fellow Americans.
Donald Trump's attacks on the media have also been slammed by human rights experts at the United Nations. But all signs point to Donald Trump digging in. Now, authorities in Egypt seem to be borrowing Donald Trump's fake news line as an excuse to crack down on social media there. As we know, the aim of the game for many users is to amass a huge following. But some Egyptians are now desperately trying to lose them because of a law that could see them jailed or worse. Shamim explains.
Mohamed Morsa is a member of the Egyptian Footballers Association. He runs a Facebook page that has about 7,000 followers. But now he wants to delete 2,000 of them. That's because of a new law passed by the Egyptian parliament. It defines any social media account with more than 5,000 followers as a media platform. And that makes it subject to state media regulation.
The law is made by the parliament, which is supposedly the voice of the people. I have more than 7,000 friends and followers. Now I will delete many of them, so I don't come under this law. All kinds of freedoms have been banned in Egypt.
The state says it wants to prevent the spread of false news and online incitement. But human rights activists like Ali Abdel Jawad disagree.
This law is nothing but muting mouths. We know that social media was behind the Egyptian revolution of 2011, so the state is trying to control social media through legal procedures. But in fact, those procedures are actually illegal themselves.
Mohamed Al-Sikawi is a journalist at Al Akbar newspapers. He says the law contradicts an article in the Constitution that guarantees freedom of expression, and its vague wording will give authorities excessive power.
For example, the law says filming is prohibited in restricted areas. What are restricted areas? They are not defined, and without definition, the whole country could be deemed as a restricted area.
Egypt's economy has struggled in the past 4 years under President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. And many Egyptians turn to social media to express their frustration over rising prices of food and fuel. Mohamed al-Sikawi says the law will close the only window that Egyptian people can breathe through.
Let's have a look now at what else is trending on social. And we've been talking a lot about the Kikik challenge on this show. In case you've missed it, it involves people jumping out of a moving car and dancing to Drake's In My Feelings. Some people have seriously hurt themselves doing it, and police in Mumbai are using the hashtag #GetIntoTheCar, joking that even Kiki is now bored of her own challenge. And we've been hearing all week about the summer heat wave gripping parts of the Northern Hemisphere, but it's not just people who are feeling it. In Zurich, police have launched the Hot Dog campaign, warning dog owners about the damage that hot roads and footpaths can do to a pooch's paws. They say smaller pups should be carried, while larger dogs should wear protective booties. Well, relations between Turkey and the US have hit a new low after the White House slapped sanctions on 2 of Turkey's top ministers over the detention of an American pastor. The country's top diplomats have tried to smooth things over at a meeting in Singapore, but Donald Trump still wants Brunson to be set free, while Turkey says the justice system must run its course.
As a result, any property or interest in property of both ministers within U.S. jurisdiction is blocked, and U.S. persons are generally prohibited from engaging in transactions with them.
Minister of Justice, Gül, very energetic young guy who has brought a new light on this on the FETÖ issue. When it comes to Minister Soylu, Minister of Interior, who has really came out the first day very bluntly and said, I will, fight till my last breath till the FETÖ is brought to justice in the Turkish court system. FETÖ has and its terrorists hasn't attacked the both ministers who has been doing a phenomenal job for the last 2.5 years.
Now, everyone knows about the Holocaust, but what a lot of people don't know is that Germany carried out another genocide decades before in what's now known as Namibia. And now activists are trying to sue Germany for compensation. Let's go around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Friday. Many had feared the worst for an Australian climber who was trapped in sub-zero conditions on a New Zealand mountain since Monday. So when rescuers found him alive and well, they could hardly believe it. Australian soldier Terry Harch was rescued in a snatch and grab mission involving 3 helicopters on Mount Aspiring and managed to escape with some slight frostbite. And tens of thousands of high school students have brought parts of Bangladesh to a standstill for 5 straight days in protests over the deaths of 2 teenagers killed by a speeding bus. Buses in the capital, Dhaka, are notorious, with the private operators racing to be the first to pick up paying passengers. Well, they call her the Lioness of Palestine. Teenage activist Ahed Tamimi made worldwide headlines after she was jailed for 8 months for slapping and kicking an Israeli soldier outside her family home. She was released at the weekend and we caught up with her to chat about her activism and her plans for the future.
شعوري بأنهم بسموني لبعة فلسطين يعني شعور كثير حلو. رسالتي للجنود وللمحتلين إنه بتمنى ترجعوا شوي لإنسانيتكم، إنه تكونوا تفكروا يعني عن جد بالصح وبالغلط، ما يكونش أي حدا يأثر عليكم، إنه أنتوا ارجعوا لداخلكم وشوفوا إنه عن جد إنه أنتم مقتنعين بالإشي اللي بتعملوه ولا لا، لأنه عن جد الإشي اللي بيعملوه كثير غلط. وبتمنى إنه عن جد أي جندي بخدم إنه يبطل من الخدمة هاي، وإحنا حتى لو إنه مضلوا هم هيك عم بدهم، إحنا رح نضل نقاوم ونناضل حتى تحرير فلسطين. طبعا في انتهاكات كثير بتصير بحق الأسرى بداخل السجن، كثير كانوا يحاولوا إنه يمنعونا نتعلم ونتثقف، بس إحنا تحديناهم وقدرنا نحول السجن لمدرسة. كمان إنه قلصوا الوجبات لكل الأسرى والأسيرات. كمان إنه بتذكر موقف كثير يعني بتذكره على الآخر، بوقت مرة بعتوني على المسكوبية، كان في شباب أسرى أمنيين بيحكوا مع بعض من البواب، فصار يحكي لهم يعني السجان إنه اسكتوا ممنوع تحكوا. طبعا هم يعني ضلوا يحكوا مع بعض. تأجل السجان طلعهم من الغرفة، وكانوا شابين بالغرفة اللي عقبالي، وقفهم زي هيك وصار يخبط فيهم على وجههم بكفوف. طبعا عن جد هذا الموقف مستحيل أنساه، لأنه عن جد كثير قهرني وعن جد تأثرت منه. رسالتي لأهالي الأسرى، الأطفال أو أهالي كل الأسرى اللي بالسجون، إنه أولادهم أكيد مناح، وإحنا عن جد بنفتخر بالتربية اللي هم ربوها، وأكيد شبابنا وبناتنا بسجون الاحتلال وأطفالنا أكيد هم قويين ورح يقهروا إدارة السجن ورح يقهروا المحتل بصمودهم وجبروتهم داخل السجن. وطبعا بحب أحكي لهم إنه كل الأسرى والأسيرات عن جد بوزعوا قوة لكل الأمة، لكل العالم، على قد ما في عندهم صبر وصمود وقوة. أنا بشوف إنه دور المرأة كثير مهم بالقضية الفلسطينية، لأنه طبعا إحنا بنحتاج لمرأة واعية وعارفة القضية الفلسطينية، عشان المرأة نص المجتمع واللي بتربي النص الثاني. الاحتلال بحاول يجرم كافة أشكال المقاومة السلمية، لدرجة إنه صار إنه أي حدا بنزل بوست على تويتر أو على الفيسبوك أو على الانستغرام أو كمان يعني يكتب شعر في إشي، لو إشي صغير يعني بذكر فيه فلسطين، بحطوا له عليه تحريض وبوجهوا له تهمة. طبعا هم بالهم بالإشي اللي بيعملوه إنه هم يعني رح يرضعوا الفلسطينيين إنه يقاوموا بكافة الأشكال، بس لا، إحنا دائما بنحكي لهم إنه طبعا إحنا كفلسطينيين بنحب الجكر، وأكيد رح نضل مستمرين جكر فيكم، ورح نضل مستمرين تحرير فلسطين بغض النظر عن السجن أو طخيتوا علينا أو استشهد منا عدد كبير. إحنا مكملين حتى تحرير فلسطين.
And for Friday's Animals Doing Stuff, we've got a dog that's stealing hearts in Chile. Video of this streetwise pup taking a bus in the capital, Santiago, has gone viral. The bus driver who filmed this video says other drivers have told him the dog is a regular passenger. Well, that's all from the NewsFeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions. I'm at Oscar Sabakti. See you tomorrow.